Here's a follow-up to section 6.5, example 4. You just saw the video in the lesson about this, and it was found in the video. H of t is equal to negative 3.75 times cosine pi over 6 times t plus 12.25. And then the question was, how long until you have 14 hours? Until 14 hours of daylight. All right. Now, in the previous video, this was solved, but I'd like to show you on a graph what this looks like. So I'll go to desmos.com right here. It's a very useful website if you've never used it. Click Graphing Calculator. Okay, now for this, you have to use y for the dependent variable and x for the independent variable. So let's just type type it in. So I've got y equals negative 3.75 times cosine, just type cos, parentheses pi, you can just type pi for pi, divided by 6 times, move the arrow key up 1, asterisk for times x, and then closing parentheses, and then it was plus 12.25. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let me double check real quick here. Negative 3.75 times cosine pi over 6 times t, or plus 12.25. That's right. Okay, press enter. Okay, now I don't see anything on the screen because my curve is shifted up 12 points, and the graph just goes up to 8. So you just click the little minus to zoom out. There it is. You can recenter. You can move. Just use your mouse. You can move things around. But this is good enough right here. So what's this graph telling us? Well, it tells you the hours of daylight per month, and so you can see 0 is January, or well, I guess 1 is January 1st, I guess. And so you can see the y coordinate, it's about like 8 point something. And so that tells you that in January, the dead of winter, you've got about 8 point something hours of daylight. Now, as the year progresses, the hours of daylight increases until you get to a maximum, which looks like about 16 hours of daylight. And that would be June right there. And so you see it follows a natural pattern of max daylight, and then it goes down in December. Again, we're down to 8 hours of daylight again. All right, so that's the model, and you can see the amplitude. If you have your center line is 12.25 right there in the middle, and then the amplitude from the center line to the peak is 3.75, and from center line to the bottom is 3.75, and then period you can see is 12 months because it goes down, up, and then back down again, and in a 12-month cycle. All right, now the question was, how long until you get 14 hours? And so you can have another line, y equals 14, and just the horizontal line at 14. And then you can see here that for most of the year, you have less than 14 hours of daylight from January. And then when they solved the equation in the previous video, we got around 4 months. And so right about there, the dot 3.927, that's where we have the intersection, which means that at that point, at about 4 months, you can see that the cosine wave intersects with 14, meaning after 4 months, you have more than 14 hours of daylight. And then from that moment, about 4 months until about 8 months, which would be August, you have more than 14 hours of daylight. And then after August, after 8 months, then we dip down into less than 14 hours of daylight again. All right, that's it.